see.
Oh.
18th century. Winston, I'd like to stand.
Winston. Feels like a million miles away.
Oh, it is. This is a life one is born into, Christine. Anyone who can enter that world has to be very clever or very beautiful.
And so we leave the Prime Minister, Mr. Harold Macmillan, in his constituency, leading the Conservatives into a third term of government.
Today's victory marks an unprecedented third term for the Conservative Party. Prime Minister Harold Macmillan is understandably ahead of theirs.
Victorious member for Stratford, widely tipped to be one of the rising stars of the new administration, John Profumo and his lovely wife, the actress Valerie Hodgson, seen here outside their London home tonight.
Is indeed a man to watch. Rising star of the Conservative Party, John Profumo is widely rumoured to be the next Minister for War.
Hop it. Take all this rubbish and hop it. Move it. Take all this rubbish and move. Teresa!
Where's my top? Somebody's had my top. Come on, you lot, don't be silly. Which one of you's nicked my top?
Wouldn't worry if I were you, love. Shouldn't think anyone will notice.
Andy! Where's my top? Come on, don't be silly. Which one of you stole my top?
Wouldn't worry if I were you, love. Shouldn't think anyone will notice.
Peter disapproves of me.
Not at all.
Thinks I'm wicked.
Are you wicked?
Eugene is the Russian naval attaché. Peter thinks I'm wicked.
Are you wicked?
Don't look now. Here it comes. Pretty lips. Don't look now. David Fairfax Jr.
He's even more smashing than in the movies.
Here it comes. Pretty lips.
Oh, it's lovely to have you. No, it's been a cow of a week. Huh? This Kuwait business. The PM is chewing the carpet.
Terrible place, Kuwait. Stinks of piss.
No, it's been a hell of a week. This Kuwait business.
Terrible place, Kuwait. Stinks of piss.
Mr. Woods? Ward. Stephen Ward. I've just spent the most enjoyable weekend. Mr. Woods? Ward. Stephen Ward. I've just spent the most enjoyable weekend. I've been in the country with some very interesting people.
Ivanov. Ivanov.
Honestly, Stephen, what did you expect? Did you think he was going to rip my knickers off in the back of the rolls outside number 10? Honestly, Stephen, what did you expect? Did you think he was going to rip my knickers off in the back of the rolls outside the palace?
You think?
I'm your superior, so please be still.
Don't see anyone.
Honor your mother, your father died, your days may be long on the land.
You think? Only a dream. This will be great fun, roughing it. You'll see. Don't see anyone.
Jared, sister. Looking for something? Your lost sister. Looking for something?
What's it like? Pot? No idea. Stiff pins, I suppose.
What's it like?
Pot. No idea. Stiff bourbon, I suppose.
Well, I don't know about you, but I think I'd rather have a stiff Pimm's. Well, I don't know about you, but I think I'd rather have a stiff bourbon.
You're always in such a rush.
I have an army to run. I have to go down to Leicestershire, stand on the back of a lorry in the pissing down road and salute the territorials.
You're always in such a rush.
I have an army to run. You do want to be saved from the approaching Russian hordes, don't you?
All right, sister. I've been looking for you, sister.
And when I'm gone? When I'm in Leicestershire with a room full of boring old coals, where will you be then?
I'm going to buy a present for my mum.
And when I'm gone? When I'm off being Her Majesty's Minister for War, where will you be
I'm
then?
going to buy a present for my mum.
What does Stephen say?
You know Stephen. He thinks it's a scream, especially after Eugene.
I don't know why he put up with it.
Neither do I.
Peter says he's a pimp. That Ponce, he calls him.
Stephen's not a ponce. He just loves the intrigue. Can't get enough of it.
The sooner you get away from him, the better.
What does Stephen say?
He thinks it's a scream. Says it's really quite a coup that I've been out with a Russian diplomat and the Minister for War.
Peter says he's a pimp. That Ponce, he calls him.
Stephen's not a pimp. He just loves the intrigue, that's all. He thinks he's James Bond or something.
The sooner you get away from him, the better.
It must be fun chatting to the Queen. What do you talk about? Corgis. It must be fun chatting to the Queen. What do you talk about? Fox hunting? Stephen, I'm 18. I want to go out dancing. I don't want to be... I feel like... I want to have some fun for a change. Stephen, I'm young. I want to go out dancing. I don't want to be... I feel like... I'm sick to death of you and your bloody old men.
I said, where the pussy clock money?
If you can't pay for this, just give me my money. Don't do that. Don't.
I've seen Christine. I've seen Christine.
Come on, man. How many times you want?
I know you know where she is.
Come on, man. Listen, man. Take your hand off the lucky man. Lucky, get cool. Lucky man, you wrong. Fuck it,
Don't fuck with me. Understand? Don't fuck.
Easy, man. Easy, all right.
Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck. Christine! Christine!
You got your gumboots on?
Why?
Why? Because the shit's deep. Never mind your little West End shoot 'em up. Run that tomorrow. Say West Indian held in West End shooting. Use a nice big picture. That'll make 'em sit up.
Yeah.
But listen, that's not the half of it. If what this tart has just told me is true, then we are sitting on dynamite. Let me give you the headline. The War Minister, the model, and the Russian spy. You got your rain boots on?
Why?
Because this shit's deep. That story, gunshots at Homeless Society doctor, run a picture of the girl with it. It's going to make some people very, very nervous.
Yeah.
But listen, that's not the half of it. If what this tart has just told me is true, then we are sitting on dynamite. Look, we can't run it until we get more evidence, but it's John Perfumer. The bloody War Minister's involved.
Yeah. I shall miss you.
Take care, my friend. Be careful. You're calling me back to Moscow. Things are only going to get worse.
It's lovely. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff, Christine. We can milk this for weeks. Then, bam, the War Minister, the model, and the Russian spy. Lovely. Lovely stuff.
With permission, Mr. Speaker, I wish to make a personal statement. I understand that my name has been connected with the rumors about the disappearance of Miss Keeler. I last saw Miss Keeler in December 1961, and I have not seen her since. I have no idea where she is now. With permission, Mr. Speaker, I wish to make a personal statement. I understand that my name has been connected with the rumors about the young lady, Miss Keeler. I last saw Miss Keeler in December 1961, and I have not seen her since. I have no idea where she is now. My wife and I first met Miss Keeler at a house party in July 1961 at Cliveden. I met Miss Keeler on about half a dozen occasions at Dr. Ward's flat when I called to see him and his friend. Miss Keeler and I were on friendly terms. There was no impropriety whatsoever in my acquaintanceship with Miss Keeler. My wife and I first met Miss Keeler at a house party in July 1961 at Cliveden. I met Miss Keeler on about half a dozen occasions at Dr. Ward's flat when I called to see him and his friends. Miss Keeler and I were on friendly terms. There was no impropriety whatsoever in my acquaintanceship with Miss Keeler. Oh, Miss Macaulay, get me Scotland Yard, would you please? Thank you.
What's that, Bobby?
Mary Ellen of Botany. D.I. Herbert, Scotland Yard.
Try again, Bobby.
Yeah.
Lady Astor.
It is Lady Astor, isn't it?
Oh, Miss Macaulay, get me Scotland Yard, would you please? Thank you.
Yes.
Jack Perfumer has just given that statement on the Keeler girl. And I think it's time we did something about our friend Dr. Ward.
Gosh, super nice.
Mary Eleanor Botany, D.I. Herbert, Scotland Yard.
Try again, Bobby.
Yeah.
Lady Asta.
It is Lady Asta, isn't it?
Hello? Just one moment, please. A Dr. Ward.
Hello, Mr. Woods, please. It's Dr. Ward.
A Dr. Ward.
We were friends. We shared. He didn't keep me.
Tight, was he? Mean. I should think you kept him more like.
We were friends. We shared. He didn't keep me.
I should think you kept him more like.
And there's no use you thinking your mates from MI5 are going to come paddling up the Thames in a midget submarine. This isn't your James Bond. And there's no use you thinking your pals from British intelligence are going to float up the Thames in a midget submarine to save you. This isn't your James Bond. Do you know how many witnesses we'd normally interview in a charge like this? Policing. Do you know how many witnesses we'd normally interview in a charge like this? Pimping.